Salut tout le monde, c'est Félix Séraphin et on se retrouve pour un nouvel épisode de Dragon Age Origins. Alors, comme vous avez pu le voir dans l'épisode précédent, on devait aider le roi et ses troupes ont engagé une bataille contre les engences. On devait allumer un fanal dans une tour pour permettre à Loghain, un général, de rappliquer en renfort, sauf qu'il a sonné la retraite. Il nous a trahis en somme. Donc notre héros et Alistair se sont retrouvés gravement blessés, mais heureusement, ils ont été sauvés par la mère de Morrigan. Allez, on continue.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
Je suis bien vivant grâce à la mère de Morrigan.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Alors, si vous êtes bien Flemeth, vous devez être très vieille et très puissante.
Must I? Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you, yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Alors, les gardes des ombres ne sont plus, que quelqu'un d'autre fasse le travail à notre place.
Of course. Someone else will realize what needs to be done and act in time and with sufficient sense to solve the problem. No need for you.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
Alors, qui est cet archidémon?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by Darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Nous aiderez-vous à combattre cet enclin, Flemeth?
Me? I am just an old woman who lives in the wilds. I know nothing of blights and darkspawn.
Well, whatever Loghain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Loghain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Al-Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution.
Cet Imon est donc quelqu'un d'important?
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, We could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Les gens finiront bien par comprendre que la menace de l'engeance est réelle.
You could wait for the archdemon to make its appearance. I imagine that might be convincing.
It's been centuries since the last blight. Nobody will take it seriously until it's too late.
Nous devons retrouver les autres gardes des ombres.
I don't know how to contact them, or if they're even on their way. We need to do something now.
You have more at your disposal than you think.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl-Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Et pas si vite, ne nous emballons pas.
Take one step at a time, but it is not so bad to know where those steps will lead you, yes?
It's always been the Grey Warden's duty to stand against a blight. And right now, we're the Grey Wardens.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Calmez-vous, calmez-vous, vieille femme, nous partons.
Such a tone to take with your rescuer. What short memories. Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
Hein?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
Merci, mais si Morrigan ne souhaite pas nous rejoindre...
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
C'était votre intention depuis le début, n'est-ce pas?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
Nous veillerons à ce qu'aucun mal ne lui soit fait.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
Si Alistair ne voit pas d'objection à votre présence, je n'en ai pas non plus.
From the way he glares, I imagine that answer is clear.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Oh, un peu de tenue, Alistair.
If you worry that I will summon demons and transform into an abomination, I assure you I will at least wait until you are not looking.
I feel better already.
À vrai dire, j'ai quelques questions à vous
I
poser.
may have answers. Ask.
Êtes-vous vraiment la fille de Flemette?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Mais j'ai peine à l'imaginer.
Young? Married? Pregnant? Who said she was any of these things? I certainly did not.
Vous n'avez jamais quitté les terres sauvages.
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Est-ce là ce que vous désirez?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Parlez-moi de ce village au nord.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your imperial highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
À quoi bon aller à Lothering alors?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
Comment allons-nous contourner les engences?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
Je ne sens aucune engeance.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
C'est ce que j'ai oublié de préciser. C'est qu'en gros, quand un garde des ombres boit du sang d'engeance pour en devenir un, c'est lui octroie en quelque sorte la capacité de sentir la présence d'une engeance quand elle est à proximité, parce qu'en gros, le sang des engences, les engences ont grâce à leur sang un certain lien entre elles qui leur permettent de sentir la présence de leurs semblables et aussi celle des gardes des ombres quand ils sont à proximité. Donc en somme, si vous buvez du sang d'engeance pour devenir un garde des ombres, ça vous octroie la capacité de sentir leur présence quand elles sont dans les parages. Mais c'est également la même chose pour elles. Bref. Le camp des engences se trouve plus en avant dans la forêt.
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
Quelles sont vos compétences, juste?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Ne l'écoutez pas, vous n'aurez pas à cuisiner.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Je n'ai plus de questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Et là, ce sont les nombreuses quêtes qui nous attendent. Là, je vais avoir une petite discussion avec Playmet avant de partir.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
Pourquoi ne pas venir avec nous?
I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves.
Mais vous êtes bien plus puissante que nous.
It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of Thedas has enough power to stand against a blight. Were that the case, sending you two would be quite the jest. What is important is that you are both Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land, inspire its men, and turn them from their petty politics to face the archdemon. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has largely forgotten.
De quoi parlez-vous?
That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere.
J'aimerais vous poser quelques questions.
Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
Quelle sorte de magie pratiquez-vous?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
Depuis combien de temps vivez-vous dans les terres sauvages?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Vous êtes sûr qu'ils ne sont pas morts de dégoût, plutôt?
You will need that smart mouth for more than asking me silly questions.
Que ferez-vous après notre départ?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. May your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Avez-vous un conseil à me donner?
About the Darkspawn?
Oui.
Only that they are more cunning than they appear. More important by far is the Archdemon. It is the core of this taint, and while it lives, so does the Blight. This Ternlogain is different. You must deal with the repercussions of his deeds before you can face the Archdemon, unless it finds you first.
Je n'ai pas d'autres questions.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Bon, allez, c'est parti. Là, c'est la carte du... Donc là, ce qu'on a là, c'est la carte du monde avec les divers emplacements de la région du pays. Enfin, avec les divers emplacements du pays qu'on sera amené à visiter. Donc là, voilà le pays où se déroule l'intrigue, Ferelden. Donc là, on se rend à Lothering. Ah, quand il y a ce symbole, ça veut dire qu'on tombe sur une embuscade en cours de route. Denerim.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
Tiens. Oula, des engences.
Darkspawn. Kill them all.
Bon là, je vais procéder à un petit voilà, je donne quelques petites bricoles à Morrigan. Voilà, je lui refile un petit cadeau. Et je lui refile également ceci. Et là, j'active également cette compétence-là, arme glaciale, grâce à laquelle les alliés infligeront des dégâts de froid. Je fais également un petit tri pour les sorts qu'elle possède. Là, je lui mets dans son inventaire également des potions de lyrium. En gros, ça lui permettra de recharger ça permet aux mages de recharger leur mana, l'énergie magique qu'ils utilisent pour lancer leur sort. Voilà. Allez. Voilà, j'ai utilisé un petit sort qui étourdit temporairement mes ennemis.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Watching the horror as I rip you apart!
Ok, le chef de meute est mort. Et les chefs de meute, c'est les plus chiants. Il remue gaiement la queue et alette. Je crois qu'il s'agit du Mabari que j'ai soigné à Ostagar.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
S'il vous plaît, libre à vous de le prendre.
Me? I don't want a dog. I can barely take care of myself.
So many comments come to mind, I cannot even begin to choose.
At any rate, he must remember you helping him back at Ostagar. You're imprinted. Lucky you.
Baf. Ma foi, il peut avoir son utilité. Et là, faut que je donne un nom au chien. Alors, voyons voir. Je vais l'appeler... Attendez voir. Et Jojo.
What?
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Got it. Now's better than later.
Voilà, je me fabrique un peu de poison. Et là, avec l'aide de Morrigan, je me fabrique également quelques potions. Alors, Jojo se soulage dans l'herbe voisine. Tu peux me nettoyer ça? Non, en gros, il m'a nettoyé les taches de sang que j'avais sur moi. Tu vois quelque chose d'intéressant? Alors, Jojo a trouvé un objet en bois dans lequel sont gravés d'étranges symboles, le tout immaculé de terre et semble très ancien. Vous ne savez pas vraiment de quoi il s'agit, il est possible qu'il s'agisse d'une arme. Tu vois quelque chose d'intéressant? Cette fois, il n'a rien trouvé. Voilà ce qu'il a trouvé. Un bâton.
What?
Hop. Je cours vers vous dans sa gueule, une pelote de laine dont les fils traînent derrière lui. Allez, je les offre à Alistair. Enfin, je l'offre à Alistair.
Oh, thank you. That's...
Ouais, en gros, on peut choper des cadeaux qu'on peut utiliser pour... qu'on peut refiler à nos compagnons. Pour améliorer nos relations avec eux. Allez.
Speak.
Voilà à Lothering.
Wake up, gentlemen! More travelers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers!
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Vous devriez écouter votre ami, nous ne sommes pas des réfugiés.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Vous êtes des percepteurs de taxes, si je comprends bien.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Une taxe pour la voie impériale? Vous me prenez pour un imbécile?
Not much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you, see?
Do shut up. Even a Genlock would have understood that.
Pas question que je paye.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Alors, intimidation. Êtes-vous sûr de vouloir combattre un garde des ombres?
Did he say he's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
Alors, persuasion, les gardes des ombres auraient aussi besoin d'une donation.
You don't say.
He's really good, boss. Remember?
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
C'est une généreuse donation.
Then take it. Do enjoy your stay in Lothering and all that.
Et attendez. Là,
Now is better than later.
je vais également... Et là, c'est pour une quête secondaire. Et là, je vais également retaper la causette avec les bandits.
Oh, back, are you? I thought we settled things nice and amicably with you wardens.
J'ai des questions à vous
About
poser.
what? We're just, you know, greeting travelers.
Actually, it's more refugees here.
Yes, fine. Life's hard all over. Nothing of concern to you Grey Wardens.
Vous avez dit que les gardes des ombres avaient tué le roi.
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Tern Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens.
Alors, ok. J'ai changé d'avis, j'ai décidé de vous tuer.
Let's collect that bounty then.
Allez, hop, maintenant, on va zigouiller les bandits. Là, voilà, quelques techniques que possède le Malbari. Là, je vais utiliser rugissement pour qu'il étourdisse les ennemis. Oula, potion d'urgence pour, mon perso principal.
So you can get off
All right, surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Ah, on débloque ça quand vous avez fait perdre au chef du brigand tous ses points de vie. Mettre un peu d'or de côté, criminel.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Vous devez rendre tout ce que vous avez volé.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. Well, what could I tell you?
Oops.
We aren't even from these parts.
Que faites-vous ici exactement?
Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
Que se passe-t-il à Lothering?
It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tern Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know?
Avez-vous rencontré des survivantes de la bataille d'Ostagar?
Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way.
J'ai terminé.
Well, then let me go!
Je vais vous tuer, c'est tout ce que vous méritez.
I'm not going down without a fight!
Et là, je vais faire mon salaud et zigouiller les bandits. Hop, je lui fais boire une potion de lyrium américaine pour qu'elle puisse utiliser ses sorts. Et voilà. Je les ai tous zigouillés. Et en page 100, je leur chope tout ce qu'ils ont volé.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah,
So you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Venez-en au fait.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
Que suggérez-vous, Alistair?
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
De quoi parlez-vous?
The treaties, the ones we got from Flemeth. With these, we will be able to ask for assistance. Maybe even raise an army. There are 3 main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Alors... Avons-nous un moyen de contacter les autres gardes des ombres?
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Pourquoi me laissez-vous décider seul?
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arleman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
À votre avis, Morrigan, que devrions-nous faire maintenant?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Je ne suis pas sûr que ce soit une très bonne idée.
I'm not sure I like any of it either, but we don't have a lot of choice in the matter.
Of course you have a choice. You could run and forget about it all. Let the Darkspawn do as they wish until other Grey Wardens come. If they come.
That's what you call a choice?
It may not be a good choice, but it's a choice nevertheless. We all choose our path, even when it seems there is only one direction we should go.
How enlightening. At any rate, I'll stay with you whatever you decide.
Bien, nous devons les retrouver.
I can give you directions if you like.
Où se trouve le Jarl Imon?
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Mon clan s'est déjà enfui vers le nord. Nous les trouverons pas.
There must be other Dalish in Ferelden, in fact I'm sure of it. If we head eastward, towards the Brecilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
Où se trouvent les nains?
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy.
Où se trouve le Cercle des Mages?
That would be at their tower on Lake Carlenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
Où pensez-vous que se trouve Loghain?
If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
Merci pour les
Then you
renseignements.
have a plan.
Je ne suis pas sûr que ce soit une très bonne idée.
I'm not sure I like any of it
Ah,
either,
j'ai
but
dit
we
ça tout
don't
à l'heure.
have a lot of choice in the matter.
Of course you have a choice.
That's what you call
Je
a
saute ça
choice.
parce que je l'ai déjà...
It may not be a...
How enlightening.
Je
Fair
suis prêt à
enough.
partir.
Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Donc là, on va faire un petit tour dans le
Get
village.
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
Et parfois, nos compagnons, ils peuvent discuter entre eux comme ça. Ce qui est plutôt marrant.
Now is better than later.
Please, we came here to get away from the fighting.
Alors, fermier.
Need something? I don't generally talk to strange elves who wander in here.
Je ne suis pas qu'un elfe, je suis un garde des ombres.
Then you'd best clear out. We're loyal to the king here, and word from the north is the wardens betrayed King Cailan. Cairn Logain has a bounty on any who survived.
Je vous conseille de garder le silence à ce sujet.
I've no plans on telling anyone anything. Do what you will.
J'aimerais vous poser
Can't
quelques
promise
questions.
I'm gonna answer them.
Que se passe-t-il ici?
What isn't? We got chastened barbarians in every farmholder south of Callanhard running from the Darkspawn. Not that they'll be safe here with the army gone.
Qui est le chef de ce village?
You could talk to the Elder, though she's got her hands full getting everyone on their way. For now, most folks go to Sir Bryant. He's head of the Chantry's Templars.
Les bandits, les brigands à l'entrée du village étaient-ils là depuis longtemps?
Were? You mean they're gone?
Oui, je me suis débarrassé d'eux.
Well, goody for you. Now there's no one to drive off the blighted refugees. Sir Bryant will be glad, though. He's been talking about offering a reward for anyone who'd run them out.
Je
Don't
dois
let
y
me
aller.
stop you.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found.
Templier.
Move on if you can. Lothering's lost.
Que voulez-vous dire?
We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
Allez-vous m'empêcher d'entrer?
I'm just warning you, things may not be as hospitable as you would expect. People are frightened.
Qui dirige ce village?
The band has marched north with Cairn Logain, so Lothering's on its own. Most folks look to Elder Miriam. Otherwise, you could speak to Sir Bryant in the Chantry, I suppose. It's up to you.
Homme dépossédé.
Greetings to you, good sir. If it isn't too much to ask, might you spare some bread or anything?
Que vous est-il arrivé?
We thought it would be safer in Lothering, and the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything. Our food, our clothes, my daughter's pet lamb. Nobody cares about a few elves like us. Surely you understand.
J'ai fait mon affaire à ces brigands, ils sont morts à présent.
You killed them?
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Ok. Bon,
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of a forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps. You would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates, mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Or we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
là je vais faire une petite quête secondaire vite fait.
Hello, stranger. I don't suppose you know anyone that can make traps?
Mais si, je m'y connais même plutôt bien.
I would happily pay you to make some. There's wood and nails and other goods around the village and the forest. But you probably already know that. Sorry. Come back if you make some.
Oui, les voilà.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you, stranger.
Là, j'ai aidé à installer des pièges à rats.
Are we done with this place? It may not be here later should we leave now.
Alors.
You got a bed for the night? You taken care of?
Hein?
Lothering's full up with refugees. Might be space in Alison's barn. Speak up.
Je ne suis pas un réfugié, je suis un garde des ombres.
A Grey Warden, are we? Did I mention I'm the bleeding queen of Ferelden? I'm no young skirt looking for a tumble, or some elder you can bully. Looks like you can fend for yourself tonight. Too much to do, and not enough time.
Vous avez besoin d'aide?
I don't suppose you know anything of tonics, medicines, or herbs.
Moi non, mais mon ami si.
Then you may be able to do us a lot of good. All manner of travellers come through, many injured or sick. We do our best, but we're out of supplies. There's medicinal herbs in the woods to the north. If you make a few poultices, I'll scrape together some sort of payment. I'll write all you need to know in this note here.
Donc là, de toute façon, comme j'ai une ribambelle de potions, je vais lui refiler maintenant.
Have any luck finding herbs in the woods?
On peut dire ça. Voilà.
This will help many people. You're a good sort, you know.
Là, j'ai pu empocher un peu de thunes grâce à ça. Bon, sur ce, je vais m'arrêter là. Allez. À bientôt tout le monde.